Hi everybody. So over next 5 minutes, I'm going to discuss in short about the BI-RADS and the breast pathology, breast imaging and reporting data system. That is BI-RADS. The full terminology is breast imaging, reporting and data system. So it is basically developed by the American College of Radiology, and the present edition is the fifth edition, which was developed in 2013. The basic idea of this is to provide a widely acceptable lexicon and reporting pattern so that the radiologists worldwide and the oncologists and oncosurgeons speak and understand the same terminology. Now, with this, we have around six categories starting from zero. The BI-RADS 0 is nothing but an incomplete study. Basically, the meaning is that it needs further additional imaging or waves of the on mammography to confirm in a subtle finding or in suspicious area in the breast, or when the radiologist wants to see the patient's previous imagings so that he can compare the present findings with the old imaging findings before concluding the report. BI-RADS once means it's a negative study. That means it's basically a normal mammograph and the likelihood of malignancy is zero. All these people with the BI-RADS 1 or the normal mammography can continue with their routine screening program on regular interval as decided by the oncologist, oncosurgeon or the radiologist. Now, BI-RADS 2 means it's basically a benign breast lesion. So there is a 100% chance that it's being a benign lesion, and some of the lesions included in this category are the calcified fibroadenomas, oil cysts, lipomas, galactoceles or hematomas, and cutaneous lesions like neurofibromas or inflammatory lymph node within a breast, and sebaceous cysts or the breast implants. All these are categorized under BI-RADS 2. And here are some examples where you can see a very well defined lesion in the glandular plane of the breast here on mammography. And this is on ultrasound. You can see a simple cyst with the thin walls and posterior acoustic enhancement and anechoic content. There are no solid areas, calcifications. So this again under the BI-RADS 2 simple cyst. Now about the BI-RADS 3, so it is basically an intermediate category, whereas the lesion being benignity is more likely than a malignant lesion. So the chance of malignancy is less than 2%, and patient presenting with a palpable lump who have a grouped round calcifications or a very well defined fibroadenoma which doesn't have any calcifications, focal asymmetry without a calcification or an architectural distortion of a breast, and complicated cysts, cluster microcysts or surgical scars and fat necrosis all are included in this group, and all these patients might require a short interval follow-up so that there is no further change in the appearance of the lesion. Coming to the BI-RADS 4, they are basically suspicious for malignancy, and chance of malignancy can be 2 to 94% depending on the appearance of the lesions. So based on this, whether the lesion is a low suspicious for malignancy, then or a moderate suspicious for malignancy or high suspicious for malignancy, they are categorized as BI-RADS 4A, 4B and 4C. So in case of 4A, the chances of malignancy is less than 10%, whereas in case of 4B, the chance of lesion being malignant is less than 50%, and in the C category, that is 4C category, the chance of malignancy is very high in the range of 50 to 94%. So important to know that all these kind of lesions will require a biopsy for further confirmation. So tissue diagnosis is essential. So here you can see on a mammography a very irregular lesion underlying the areolar region. So another small lesion irregular here, and on ultrasound we can see an hypoechoic lesion with mild irregular margins, vascularity, or we can have a lesion with a very angulated or spiculated irregular margins. So all these are high suspicious for a malignancy. So it becomes a BI-RADS 4C lesion. Now about BI-RADS 5, it is highly suggestive of malignancy. The chance of malignancy is being more than 95%, and important to know that this will have all the features of malignancy like speculated or irregular margins, which will be very high density on mammography, or total increased echogenic or hypoechoic on ultrasound with posterior acoustic shadowing. They can have the fine or linear branching kind of calcifications which are distributed in the segmental location, can have skin thickening, they can have nipple retraction, and there may be a interval growth of the lesion. So important to note that compared to BI-RADS 4 lesion, whether the biopsy comes benign or not, these lesions have to undergo the excision biopsy for the confirmation. So BI-RADS 5 are highly suggestive of malignant. Coming to the BI-RADS 5 lesions, you can see that there is in this mammograph there is an irregular lesion here. The margins are very irregular, which is located in the glandular plane here, and there is another irregular lesion under the areolar region or areolar region. You can see that which is infiltrating to the nipple, and also there will be retraction of nipple along with the thickening of the skin. So this is on ultrasound. You can see a very irregular lesion. They can have calcification, grouped calcification, the branching pattern, or linear calcifications. Coming to the BI-RADS 6, they basically are the proven malignant cases. So these cases require imaging for further evaluation, like before the surgery or before planning further treatment. What is the extent of a local lesion, or is the lymph node, whether the lymph nodes are involved? So all this requires evaluation. So all BI-RADS 6 lesions might require imaging basically to decide the local extent of the disease. So these cases are actually proven malignancies. To sum up the BI-RADS category of assessment, we have category ranging from 0 to 6. So category 0 means patients will require further evaluation by the means of the other views of mammography, or he may require review and comparison with the old films. And negative means the BI-RADS 1, that is there are no lesions. So all these patients can continue with their regular screening program, whereas BI-RADS 2 is definitely a benign lesion and they can continue with the short-term interval or a screening as per the decision of the review board. And category 3 lesions are probably benign and they require a short interval follow-up, like in 6 months, and subsequently decided based on the changes. The chance of malignancy is definitely less than 2%. Whereas BI-RADS category 4 are suspicious for malignancy and tissue diagnosis is must, and they are further categorized as 4A, B, C based on whether there is low, moderate or high suspicions for a malignancy. Then coming to the BI-RADS 5, BI-RADS 5 are highly suggestive of malignancy and the tissue diagnosis is must. So there is a high chance, that is more than 95% chance of being malignant. Whereas BI-RADS 6 cases are proven malignant cases which require imaging basically to evaluate the local extent of the disease before the surgery or any other treatment is undertaken. So this is a question for you. Following statements are true about the BI-RADS 4 lesions. Coming to the calcifications seen on the mammography. So based on the appearance of these calcifications, the suspicion of malignancy increases. Like these are some of the benign calcifications which you can see. There's calcification in the skin, milk of calcium, where you can see tiny calcifications like this, or they can have a rod-like calcification in the plasma cell mastitis, and they can have dystrophic calcifications like this, or a popcorn kind of calcification in a fibroadenoma, or there is a rim calcification in the cyst. And sometimes we can have the calcification of the vessels, which are more usually seen in the elderly female. Then we can have a grouped round calcifications in case of infections like granulomatous conditions. Then punctate calcifications. So all these are the benign type of calcifications. So chance of malignant lesion is less likely when we see these kind of calcifications. Now coming to the second group of the calcifications. In this, basically when there is an amorphous calcification like this, there is a high chance of the lesion being ductal carcinoma in situ. Whereas calcifications are fine but they are very pleomorphic, again there is a high suspicion of malignancy. Even when there is a coarse heterogeneous calcifications or fine linear calcification, or if there is a fine linear branching calcifications, all these are suspicious for a malignancy. Coming to some of the common breast lesions, so fibrocystic disease, where you can see multiple cysts in the glandular plane, and this is the ultrasound image where you can see multiple small cysts, thin-walled anechoic cysts in the glandular plane. So the mammogram showing the cysts, multiple cysts. Also on this MRI T2 fat suppressed image, you can see multiple fluid-free cluster of cystic lesions in both the breasts. Next case, the breast abscess. So these are commonly seen in the lactating woman, and you can see that there is a hypoechoic collection here with low level granular internal echoes. They can sometimes track to the skin. So this is how usually the breast abscess looks. Surrounding inflammatory changes can be there. Now, I already spoke that when there is a lesion of Peyer's 5 category or sometimes a 4C category, they will have the features like irregular margins, as you can see on this mammogram. Or on ultrasound, we can have a very hypoechoic lesion with shadowing posteriorly, and the margins will be very irregular, speculated. You can't basically define the margins clearly. And on mammogram, you can see a grouped calcification like linear, fine, or linear branching calcifications like this. So this kind of appearance are suggestive of a malignancy. So this is basically a Peyer's 5 lesion. Coming to the gynecomastia, it is basically the ductal and stromal hyperplasia occurring in the male breast. So ultrasound is a very good modality, and we can see an hypoechoic triangular area under the nipple region. So this is a typical appearance of a gynecomastia.